When you're just starting out, it can be hard to know which quests you need done. I mean, just look at this list. There's over 150 quests. Holy cow. In today's video, we're looking at 10 quests that you need to complete early. One of the first major problems you're going to come across early on is getting around the map, and this first quest is going to help with that. Plague City. It has no requirements, is probably going to take you less than 10 minutes to complete, and by completing it, you're going to get the ability to use the Ardoin teleports. Ardugan? Ardy? However you want to say it, I think it's Ardoin. Now, the spell itself requires 51 magic cast, but you can use teleport tablets, which have no magic requirement. And this is really one of the only spells to get you to this side of the map, especially early on. Next up is going to be the Tree Gnome Village. There are no hard requirements to complete this quest. However, I do recommend having at least 13 magic for Fire Strike because you're going to have to defeat a level 112 NPC, the Khazard Warlord. And don't worry, you can safe spot him. That's why we're using magic. This quest will probably take you around 15 minutes to complete, and you will be rewarded with access to the Spirit Tree network. Probably the most common teleport that you see people use within this network is going to be from the corner of the Grand Exchange to the Tree Gnome Stronghold. This quest is also really well known for the attack XP that it gives, which is enough to go from level 1 to level 28 in 15 minutes. I mean, man, that's better than smacking cows for a couple hours, let me tell you. Number 3, which I recommend doing pretty close off the back of the previous quest, is going to be the Grand Tree. Now, this one does have a hard requirement of 25 agility, and you're also going to have to defeat a level 172 Black Demon at the end of the quest, but Fire Strike should get you through it, even though it may take a little while. Now, this quest is going to take you about 20 minutes to finish, and once you're done, you can use the Spirit Tree in the center of the Stronghold, which is really helping with that most common teleport track that I mentioned before. You're also going to get access to the Glider Network, which is great for getting to more niche areas of the map for things like clues. This quest, much like its predecessor, is also really well known for the attack XP, and if you're going right off the back of the Tree Gnome Village quest, you're going to go from level 28 attack to level 37. I mean, you're practically wielding a ruined scimitar at this point, and it's like only been 30 minutes of questing. Number 4 on the list is going to be Priest in Peril. There are no hard requirements on this quest, however you do have to defeat a level 30 Temple Guardian without the use of magic. Sorry, Fire Strike, you can't help us here. But hopefully, with all those attack levels, it shouldn't be too difficult. Probably going to take you around 10 minutes to complete this quest. And for the effort, you are going to unlock the entire right side of the map. You're getting access to the Mauritania area. This area has a ton of content to explore, and even whole account builds have been made in this area. Looking at you, Swampletics. It's also worth mentioning that this quest is a requirement for a ton of other quests. In fact, even some of the quests in this video are going to require it. So keep that one in mind too. Speaking of, the next quest is going to be Fairy Tale Part 2, and we're not actually finishing this one, we just have to start it. Now, we've been pretty light on the requirements up until this point, and there's a lot of requirements on this quest, so bear with me. You're going to have to complete the following. Priest in Peril, see, I told you this was going to be a requirement. The Restless Ghost, Lost City, which is going to require 31 crafting and 36 woodcutting, and the final quest, Fairy Tale Part 1. I highly recommend for this one having at least 30 farming because the last boss fight scales damage based off of your farming level, so this should get you through it relatively easily. Now, this is kind of a lot of quests, so it's going to take you a while, probably about 50 minutes to get through this whole list. Once you've done that though, you'll be able to start Fairy Tale Part 2. Now, you only have to talk to the initial NPC to start the quest, and then you're pretty much good to go, and you're going to unlock the Fairy Ring Network. Now, this is huge because there are over 46 different locations. People use this for all kinds of things, and I'm sure given the number of locations, you can find a use for it too. So if you weren't getting around the map before, I can tell you now, you're really going to be getting around the map. And as part of this, a little honorable mention, this isn't a quest, but I highly recommend finishing the Ardoin Easy Achievement Diary as well. This is going to require 5 thieving, as well as the Plague City quest, the Biohazard quest, and the Ruin Mysteries quest. Now, doing all of these quests and finishing all of the tasks related to the diary, probably going to take you about 40 minutes, but it is going to get you the Ardoin Cloak, which has unlimited teleports pretty close to a fairy ring. It's probably the best way to access the fairy ring network early on. So again, highly recommend going through and doing this one too. Now that you have the means to get all over the map, these next 5 are going to focus more on the skill side of things. Starting with number 6, Druidic Ritual. This quest has no requirements and is going to take you less than 5 minutes to complete. And with it, you're going to get access to the Herblore skill. Yes, you have to complete a quest to get access to this skill. There are a lot of great ways that you can make money with this skill, from cleaning herbs to making the unfinished potions. And if nothing else, you can't actually put XP lamps into this skill until you've unlocked it. So if you are planning on doing that, you have to complete this quest. Number 7 on the list is going to be Temple of the Eye. This is going to require Rune Mysteries as well as the Enter the Abyss mini quest, plus you'll need 10 rune crafting. Though do keep in mind, you're going to be 150 XP short of 10 rune crafting after completing Enter the Abyss. So you're already going to be really close. With everything, it's going to take you about 25 minutes to complete. But once you're done, you're going to have access to the Guardians of the Rift minigame. This is a way more fun way to train rune crafting. Shout out to all of you who enjoy the old way to rune craft, because let me tell you, I think this sucks. I'm so glad that this minigame is here. It's also a decent moneymaker, and the outfit that you get from this minigame lets you craft 60% more runes. So if you're in need of crafting some runes, or you just want to make money, I mean, this is definitely a good place to go. Number 8 on the list is gonna be the Dwarf Cannon quest. It has no requirements and is gonna take you less than 10 minutes to complete. This is gonna allow you to use the Dwarf Cannon, which is great for ranged training and also very helpful on a number of Slayer tasks. However, the cannon itself is going to run you 750k GP, so if you're starting out at level 1, you may not have that lying around. The other great benefit of completing this quest is it's going to give you access to probably the most AFK moneymaker in the game, which is smithing cannonballs. You do have to have 35 smithing in order to do this, but once you do, you can make money with just 1 click every 4 minutes or something ridiculous. Number 9 is Animal Magnetism. This quest does have a healthy number of requirements, including the Restless Ghost, Ernest the Chicken, and Priest in Peril. See, there it is again. You're also going to need the following skill requirements of 18 Slayer, 19 Crafting, 30 ranged, and 35 woodcutting. So with everything together, you're looking at about 35 minutes to complete it all. And at the end, you're gonna be rewarded with this little backpack, the Ava's Attractor. Now you may be wondering, why the little backpack? Well, this thing's gonna pick up your arrows for you, which doesn't sound impressive by itself, but once you start getting into using the range skill and you use it everywhere, it is so annoying to pick up your arrows. So this thing is gonna save you a ton of time and a ton of money, because you and I both know you ain't picking up those arrows. Nobody is. Last but certainly not least is Tears of Guthix. This sports probably the highest requirements out of any on this list, needing 49 fire making, 20 crafting, 20 mining, and 43 quest points. Doesn't matter where those come from, but you have to have them. It's gonna take you about 5 minutes to finish this quest, and once you do, you're gonna have the ability to use the Tears of Guthix minigame once per week. Now, what this does is it puts XP in your lowest skill, which is a lifesaver if you absolutely hate a skill. I kid you not. I have probably put more than 400k experience into rune crafting on my main UJack just through this minigame. And for reference, if you started at level 1, that would put you at level 64 just from this, which is that's insane, dude. Now, keep in mind, if you want XP in construction, herblore, or rune crafting, you're gonna have to buy a house from an estate agent, complete the Druidic Ritual quest, and complete the Ruin Mysteries quest, respectively. Now, after 3.5 hours of questing, I wouldn't blame you if you feel drained. So why not kick your feet up and try some of the AFK money-making methods in this video here? I'll catch you there. Did you click it? I mean, I guess if you're here, you didn't click it. Click it. Come on, click it. You know you want to.